There are two main motivations for visualization: to visualize the final appearance of your design and dynamic shape evaluation. Alias provides two methods for visualization. One method is software rendering, which addresses the first motivation only. Software rendering generates a realistic image of the form and its environment, simulating color, material, light, and shadow conditions. The software generates every pixel of the image and can simulate complex optical behaviors such as reflections, refraction, and glow. The other method is hardware shading, which addresses both motivations. Hardware shading applies realistic shading to your forms by simulating the light and environment in the 3D workspace. The shading includes realistic effects, for example, shadow and self-shadow, and can simulate the light condition of the environment using image-based lighting. Visualization is a vast topic. We'll just look at the basics of these methods. The Visualize control panel provides quick access to a library of shaders, which represent real-life materials such as fabric, glass, metals, paint, and wood. To software render or hardware shade your forms, you need to apply shaders to them. You can apply shaders to surfaces, meshes, and shells. Double-click any library shader to add it to the resident shader set. Then click Assign to apply the shader to your selection. Other shader-related activity tools are available here. The resident shaders also appear in the Multilister. The Multilister provides tools to organize the shaders. Double-click a shader to open its options. Options are grouped according to the method they affect: software rendering or hardware shading. Let's look at software rendering. Set software rendering conditions in Render Globals. Use Direct Render for a preview of the render. These renderers produce different levels of detail. Raycaster is faster, but Ray Tracer produces renderings that include reflections, refraction, and shadows. Use Render to render and save the image. You've seen how software rendering is used to visualize the final appearance of your design. Now let's look at hardware shading. On the Window Display menu, choose the Hardware Shade option box and click Shade On. You can change the light source, add a ground plane, edit the environment, optimize your tumble, zoom, and pan interaction. For smoother wireframes and higher quality shading, be sure to check the anti-aliasing options. Now you've seen how you can use hardware shading to visualize the final appearance of your design. Finally, let's look at dynamic shape evaluation as a visualization method. For dynamic shape evaluation, Alias also includes some special shaders that help you evaluate your forms. For example, curvature evaluation to map curvature value to color, horizontal vertical bands, or zebra, to evaluate smooth surface transitions, ISO angle to evaluate surface highlights. There are some shaders and lighting presets. For example, the user-defined texture shader shows certain environment conditions reflected on the surface. Use a predefined texture or choose your own. Additionally, there are some shading presets that define material, light, and environment settings. The visual state buttons shade the model using the settings associated with them. You can change these settings.